Okay, I'm sort of a little lagging behind here, but it's a week since I've played the Baccarat sim, and I've been tied up with blackjack, just demonstrating the validity, the viability, the sense, the practicality, the logic, the etc. 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 of just backing away from a game the moment you run up against some kind of house imposition, sort of like, oh, what, the table limit, or, somebody stepped up and interfered with your play or whatever. Um, and of course, it works perfectly. It always did for me when I was doing it for bloody decades in Nevada. And yeah, I'm not Dana White rich. I think he's worth about $500 million, so it says on Wikipedia. But I bumbled along quite nicely. I didn't bumbled is the word I was trying to say. I bumbled quite nicely over many, many, many years, and had to, of course, balance. Sort of playing at the local casinos close to where I lived in the valley below Lake Tahoe, and with earning a living and doing a job and raising. Well, we were left with one kid who was still at home, our youngest boy. He's now in Japan. But anyway, that's all stuff you don't need to worry about. But at the end of this session, I mentioned Dana White because at the end of this session, when I posted, I'm going to stick on a quite extraordinary interview session that Mr. White had with a couple of guys. I think they're called the Two Bears. I should credit them actually in the video, so I'll try and find a link for them. But he spouts the most astonishing load of absolute BS. I, as usual, don't mean to insult him, but I just find it offensive when somebody basically underlines, speaks for, spouts the casino kind of line about these games where the only way you can beat them is with blind luck, and if you persist, and if you and he talks about at one point winning 23 sessions in a row, more than $1 million each time, which is completely at odds with the other story that he likes to put out, where he says, I bet sensibly, I play sensibly. I'll go in and I'll start with a $75,000 bet, and if I win, I'll bet another $75,000. And if I win both those bets, then I'll put the money in my pocket and I'll go home. I'll leave, quit. Well, you can't win $1 million by doing that. So there's a contradiction right there. But he's allowed to do what the hell he wants. It's his money, and he has a lot of it, apparently. But anyway, let's get on with this. Starting afresh. Double for the +1. No, double for the push. 51 second. 2, 3 third. And we're out of that one. Back to the min. +1 for the win. Plus another one. Plus another one. Uh-oh. All right, I think that might be one too many. All right, anyway. Plus max. The plus max is your choice. I choose not, in a winning streak, I don't bet more than 5 units, but that's up to you. And we'll repeat that one. Didn't win it, so we've got to chase it. So now we're on 3, 4, third on the player. That's a bugger. I do hate ties. And now it's 7-4 and we're hopping to the bank, but waiting. And that's how it goes too often. Look at that. Second player win. All right, there we go. 7-4 on the bank. We're just looking for patterns. That's all it's about. 11-8 on the bank. Not getting them yet. Oh dear. 1920, which I think I'd better make because 20 is going, yeah, so I'm going to make that 1921, which is tidy, to cover the commission. And there it is. Magic. And minimum on the banker. And of course, it isn't magic, it's just math. Mathematics, arithmetic, numeracy, all of those good things. Logic, common sense, wisdom, a little bit maybe. And if you can find a better way to bet, God damn it, do it. Repeat that one. Okay, so now we're on 2. We better make it 2-4, I think. 1, 2, 3. Oops, that's not right. Clear that one. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the banker. 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 4 on player, but we're going to wait. Damn ties. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we go to 6, 7. That's something you do after a tie or a push. You don't double if the bet is over 100, but if you can turn a regular mid-recovery bet into a turnaround bet, then do it. So now we're going to go to 6, 7. And we didn't make that, did we? So now we're on 13, 15 because we're into heavy doo-doo here. Bugger! And there it is. Okay, so we're bumping along. 13.15 was our biggest bet. So 2,800 to protect. Well, protect is the wrong word. To sort of just pull back a profit of 1,000. I hate the word protect because it's the worst thing to do with your bankroll. That's the way to shred it and give it away bit by bit. Okay, now we're on 2-3. It's a very volatile shoe, this, isn't it? It's all over the place. 5-3 going to the bank when we can. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 5-3 on the bank. Cut. Okay, 5, 6 after the tie. There it is. Minimum on the bank. Plus 1 on the banker. 51 on the banker. 2, 3 on the banker. Third. 5-3 coming to player. There it is. Banker 1. Banker 2. 5-3 on the player. 1, 2, 3. 8-6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2-3. 1, 2, 3. And we're making a little bit of money. We've got 15 wins, 18 losses. See, I love this platform because it gives me all this information, and you too, of course. What have we got here? Yeah, 22 players, 19 bankers, but we've been bouncing back and forth. So we've got 15 wins, 18. And with these, when you hop, yes, you're going to see sometimes the frustration of seeing, well, if you'd stayed where you were, you would have turned around. But none of that matters. What you're looking for is patterns. So you've decided to go to the other side, or you've been told by the strategy to go to the other side, and then you just wait. And then you get a win, and then you hope you get a couple of wins after that. And you just keep going. But I've done so many of these sessions now. And it's basically all I can do is to just lead you horses to water and let you decide what to do after that. That's it, Minimum double for the tie. 51 second. 2-3 third, 5-3 going to the bank. Player 1 over to the bank. 5-3, 2-3, which I'm going to make 2-4 because I don't like that commission lark. And we're good. Minimum on the bank. So sorry about this. I've got this gizmo coming in the mail from Amazon, which is supposed to solve that problem. It's a military treatment for whatever they call it, mucus on the lungs or so. Sorry. So that's going to be 51, isn't it? Yeah, 51 on the bank. I'd stop talking if I could. 2-4 on the bank. Turn around, maybe. Yep. What you got to do is you got to grab a little bit extra as you go. I mean, like, when you get into a new denomination or denom, as these guys like to call it on YouTube, then that becomes your increment. So, from 25s to hundreds to 500s to thousands and so on. But don't be greedy. That's the key. Don't be greedy. That's a bad plan. All right, I think we're back to the minimum, aren't we? Double for the loss. Repeat. Minimum on the banker still. Uh, 51. Second on the bank up. 2-3. Back to the minimum on the bank. Way too many banker bets. I don't like this, but I do as I'm told, That's 1-2 on the bank. Third. Well, we don't increase that. That's good. Extraordinary. We've got anything left here? No more left. Okay. So we'll do another one. Come on, then. I think that's 1-2, isn't it? On. Damn it. Sorry. I do hope that bloody nudger that they're giving me works. I think that's 1-2 on player. 3-2, hopping. Nope.
This is a reminder.
Alexa, stop. 3-4 third. Bugger. There we go. Didn't make much, but we made. That's what matters. +1. No, that's wrong. It's a repeat, isn't it? Now it's 2-3 third. 5-3 hopping. 1-2-3. 2-3, which we better make 2-4. All right. Session balance is looking good. Just one and a little bit shoes. I bet Mr. White would do way better because he's learned the magic. Oh, dear. And people lap it up, this is what bugs me. At least I'm not bullshitting. I'm actually showing it. And people can take it or leave it. That's the point, isn't it? Still on the bank. Double for the loss. 1, 2, third. There we go. Still on the banker. Damn it. +1. +1 more. Repeat it. Good. Back to the minimum. Double for the loss. Repeat. 51 on the bank. Repeat. Still on the damn bank. Oh, I know what I really need is a beer. It's that time of night. One, 2 on the bank. Third. No. 3, 5 on the bank. Third. Oh, jolly D. The joy of it. But we're still betting on the banker. We've got 18 wins and 15 losses. That's a double for the tie. Okay, so that's going to be 3, 5 again. 8, 5, hopping. There it is. And now 3, 4. We're not greedy, remember. 7, 8. Disappointed is what we are now. Would have been nice to get that one. 7, 8. Oh dear. 15, 16. Let's call it 15, 20. That wasn't greedy. That was just efficient. Sorry. Seem to be doing a lot of... Oh God, I've been sneezing like mad today too. It's just... Ugh. Getting on a bit. That's my problem. 51 second. 2, 3 third on the player. That's good. Minimum. Double for the loss. 1, 2 third on the player. 3, 2 to bank. I think I did that wrong, didn't I? No. That's P2. 3, 2 on the bank. Cut. 5, 4. You only bump it up for commission when it's a turnaround. So 5, 4. 9, 10, which better be 9, 11. There we go. Minimum. Yeah, this nonsense about there being any skill involved in baccarat, which is something that Dana White likes to say, and you can hear him doing it at the end of this demo. It's nonsense. You know, the skill lies entirely in how you bet. And obviously, if you have a strategy which takes you from one side to the other, the hop, as I call it, then obviously, you know, there's no skill there because the strategy is telling you what to do. Sorry. So what did I just do? All right, so we're going for the second win, and now we're going for the third win. And now we're +1ing again. And we doubled for the tie. And we come back down to the plus max, which is 25. And again, let me say again, that's up to you. Okay, so we repeat that. We got it, so we're back to the min. Yeah, I had one guy recently saying in the comments that I don't explain my strategy well enough, and I'm the only person in the world who understands it. And I just find that absolutely gobsmacking, because I've done so many of these things, and I am so explicit about, I think we're good for the minimum there, yeah, because we got a double, didn't we, for the time. Double for the loss. 1-2 third on the bank. 3-2 hopping to player. No, we're not hopping to player. Okay, I'm not going to bother to do any more. It's not a perfect thing. We won 31 and we lost 31, which is about standard, let's face it. Players were 32 to 35. I'm just going to process this thing because I want the 2 or 3 people who are sticking with me. I want them to see Mr. White, the grand guru of the sort of the super whale, the white whale, the white knight, the whatever. I mean, there are all kinds of dreadful puns in there, but I want you folks to be able to just watch baloney in action, because it's just exactly what the casinos want you to believe, exactly, and it's nonsense. Anyway, let's have a look at these things we just played. Almost exactly the same, 1-4-6 and 1-4-7. And remember, of course, the whole point is to win more when you win than you lose when you lose. And let me see. 25 wins and 28 losses, 25 into 7,500 and 28 into 5,350. Job done. And the next one, it'll be the same story, 31 into 7,150 and 31 into 4,725. Again, jobbed. So, that's your lot for now. See you next time.
Yes, you play by the book, and you do. If the cards are feeling right.
Right.
If sometimes you get a goofy deck, where no matter what you do,
shit shoe, and you
can't fucking you'll get a 20, and they'll pull out some fucking 7-card 21 or push you on a 20 and things like that. When your night is going that way, you got to do all kinds of. You got to throw the fucking kitchen sink at them, whether it's play 1 hand, 2 hands, 3 hands. Split shit you're not supposed to split. Double on shit you're not.
Take hits you're not supposed to hit.
You try to fuck up the shoe.
Okay.
Any way you possibly can. The mentality when you come in is, I'm bringing $2,000. This is what I'm willing to lose in Vegas.
Right. Oh, fuck that.
Instead of, I'm going to bring $2,000, and I'm gonna turn this $2,000 into another 1,000. Where guys have walked in and just fucking pulled off amazing things that, you hear these stories, and that's almost like the fantasy that everybody has.
Of course.
In the history of the city, it's probably happened 7 or 8 fucking times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where a guy walked in with a few hundred and killed it. But if you go in with the mentality that I have, if I can double my money, if you have 1,000 and you win 1,000, get the fuck out. This guy's fucking staying on a 16 when the dealer's showing a 10.
Yeah.
Right? He stays, and then you get the fucked up card and everybody gets murdered.
Yeah.
And that's what Vegas was built on. All the guys, you have millions of people that come in to the city throughout the year that are just there to fuck around and have fun.
Yeah.
And then you have fucking killers. I'm talking snipers that come in that the casinos actually have to be worried about. And they go toe to toe. Yeah, there's these fucking dudes that come in out of Asia.
Yeah.
So how I started to learn how to play Baccarat is I went down to the high limit room at Caesar's Palace. I love Caesar's Palace. So I go down there, and it's all Chinese and Asians down there, and they play Baccarat. They will fucking sit there 7:30 at night till 10 o'clock the next morning.
Jesus.
And they're sitting there. They got their cards. They're writing all this shit down. I learned learning how to play, watching what they do, and learning, the rules and the do's and don'ts of the game. And so I started playing seriously in January. And I beat them for $1 million a night for, I want to say like 23 trips.
What?
23 trips. I beat them for $1 million a night. Then we're about to go on we're going out of town somewhere, and I'm in there. We're literally supposed to be on the fucking plane in like 25 minutes, and I get clipped for $5 million. And so we had to jump on the plane and go on a trip.
Okay, so the way this fairy tale ends is exactly the way you'd expect. The white knight rides back into town, comes home, and goes out into the casinos, wins back his $5 million, and plus sticks a bit more money into his deep pockets, and continues to beat the house out of millions night after night, day after day, and on and on and on. And of course, it's all utter nonsense. It's a lovely story, and it's just like the one that he describes. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. When he's talking to these guys, the one about the guy who turns, chicken feed into gold over the course of just a few hours, and it's only happened 7 or 8 times in the history of this city. That's what we're dealing with here. Interesting thing about Dana White is that when you start to read about him, as I have, because I'm thinking, I've got to stop reacting to this guy like a sort of a burr under my saddle, and instead look at the human being. So I've looked him up and found out a little about him. And I think part of the reason that he's as loud as he is that he has an inner ear problem, which I don't think is about deafness, but it's certainly about disorientation and is problematic. And he certainly has my absolute sympathy for that, as somebody who has occasional blood pressure problems, and I get dizzy from time to time, and it only lasts a few seconds, and I hate it. So I'm completely in his corner. Wrong expression from me, because I abhor boxing, and of course that's very much, sort of cage fighting and all that crap is very much what his fortune is based on. But yeah, I don't think that Mr. White and I would see eye to eye any more than I'd be likely to see eye to eye with one of his best buddies, the dreadful human being who is about to move back into the White House. Very appropriate, right? Yeah, I thought at first that maybe what I'd discover is that his name isn't actually Dana White. It's sort of, I don't know, Morris Minor or something. I don't know. But anyway, it turns out he was actually born Dana Fred White. And, he's doing a great job for the casinos. That's all I can say. I mean, he is spouting all the casino nonsense, all about how you can just go in and clean up. And what I don't like is the pretense that these games are in any way about skill when it comes to playing. I mean, in blackjack, yes, there's player input, and your decisions can go some way towards deciding the outcome of the bet, win or loss. But that does not apply to baccarat, or baccarat as he likes to call it. And there's just no player input whatsoever, no skill involved. The skill comes in how you bet and what you choose to bet on. And even that's not a skill, because it needs to be disciplined, regimented, predetermined. So basically what it comes down to, certainly as far as baccarat is concerned, and 98% of the way for blackjack is the skill comes in just at the point where you have to decide, am I going to bet strategically, tactically, in a disciplined, sober, sensible, logical, numerate way, or am I going to bet the way the casinos want me to bet? That's a moment of skill when you decide between the right answer to that question and the wrong one. So anyway, that's my little bit done. Until next time, bye.